to my channel, All Things Ari. Ariana here. So today's video is going to be about things that I have learned throughout the year of 2019. So as we speak right now, as I'm recording this, it is 8/11, December the 31st of 2019. So I felt like it was the best video to start out the year with would be to tell you what I've learned from 2019. So let's get started. Number one, accept people's actions as their feelings. Now, what that means is the way that people treat you in front of your face and behind your face is what and how they really feel about you. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Whether it's your friend, whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, a mentor, a mentee, whomever, whatever the person may be. Their actions are how they feel about you. So if they treat you like dog poo, then that's how they feel about you. They put you on a pedestal, and they make sure you're straight. They make sure they care about you, things like that. Then that's how they feel about you. Understand that and know that. Number two, words are just that, words. So when somebody's telling you, "Oh, I love you," or whatever the case may be, and them actions don't speak them words, them words are just that, just words. Like, anybody could tell me they love me, but who is really showing me that they love me? You know where I'm coming from? Words are just words. So words without action is nothing. Number three, remove all triggers from your life. Now, this is something that if you don't know what they are, then you can't do this. So therefore, first you must identify things that trigger you. And you have to realize it's the simplest things that could be a trigger. Like, even the slightest change in your mood or your attitude, if somebody comes around, then that person is a trigger. If certain words that people say to you or the certain things that people do to you, those are triggers, and it changes your emotions, your mental state. It physically, harmed you or anyway, anything that changes the way that you feel in a moment to something different, then that's a trigger. So if, for example, a trigger is when somebody accuses me of having an attitude when in all reality and all actuality I don't. Now in turn, I'm getting mad, I'm getting angry, and now I do have an attitude that I didn't originally have before. So that's a trigger. If you have a cousin or an aunt or an uncle that comes around and you instantly like, "Oh, here come such an auntie, such and such." And you start to feel a different way than what you felt when that person wasn't around, then yeah, that's a trigger. So you first have to identify those before you can remove those. And once you identify them and once you remove them, you'll find that your life will be a whole lot easier. Number four, appreciate the non-support. Now, what I mean by that, in this day and age, people are becoming more and more of entrepreneurs, and trying to venture out and do things on their own, not just working the traditional 9-to-5 job. Like, some people are still working their 9-to-5 job, some people are doing this, that, and others, but a lot of us are trying to move towards something bigger and better than the things that we have right now, whether that be Whether that be, starting a business, starting a blog, doing YouTube, venturing out, doing like whatever it may be. Appreciate the people that aren't supporting you, especially when it's your friends, the people that you're close to, your family, and the people who in private say that they're for you and that they're behind you, they support you 200%, but in reality, like when it comes down to if you put out a product, or if you are putting out a new video, even doing the simple things as in just sharing or not, they're not sharing, they're not being interactive with you and different things like that, that non-support, they don't put that effort in, but they want you to put that effort in for you. Appreciate those things, because those things, seeing those people that you thought would support you, would be behind you 200%, and would give you their all, seeing them not do it is your boost to to do more, to do whatever it is that you do. Like, that should be your push to go hard, just to show them like, hey, it's okay, I don't need you, like, you'll come around eventually. And when you do, don't let it be when I get to the point that I'm trying to get to. Don't let it be when I get to that point of success, because then, since you couldn't support me when I was at the lower of the totem pole, and things weren't going as quickly, when things start to pick up, don't try to interject yourself, because I'm gonna hit you with that. You can go. Appreciate the non-supporters. Invest in yourself before you invest in anyone else. And this is so, so, so important, because regardless of, how friendly you may be, how loving you may be, it's kind of hard to invest in other people, especially when you haven't took the time to invest in yourself. The biggest investment you'll ever make in your life is making sure that you invest in yourself, whether that means, taking money, saving money so that you can go to school, whether it be just to get a certificate of some sort, whether it to get another degree, whether you want to you may be like me, you already a cosmetologist, you want to go take this class to better your skills so that you can, give your clients the best services possible. Then do that. Invest in yourself. Like, nobody's going to pay you back like you'll pay yourself. So if you invest into yourself and put that money into yourself, then it's going to come back to you tenfold. Invest into yourself, whether it's money, whether it's time, whatever it is that need be to get you from A all the way to Z, and back again, and back again. Whatever's gonna get you going, making this cycles, get those wheels turning, whatever it is, do it. Invest in yourself. Number 6, isolation is not a bad thing. And for me this year, I have really learned that isolation is probably some of the best things that you probably could do, because that gives you time to look at your life as a whole, especially if it's not going the way that you want it to go. Being in isolation, away from family, away from friends, away from significant others, whoever, like literally just going to work, coming home, locking yourself in a room if need be, or just going to work and, going somewhere else just to sit down and think. Like, I kid you not, that will make a grave difference into the things that happen in your life. Like, taking time just to think, breathe, woosah, not have somebody in your face all the time. Like, isolation is a good thing, trust me. 7, keep going no matter how slow things are moving. And this is something that I've been struggling with, like, especially with this YouTube stuff. Like, oh God, this has been a struggle for me, because I hear lately, and hence is why I haven't really posted any videos, why I haven't really done anything really on YouTube, is the simple fact that I just don't feel like people are interested in the things that I have to say, or the things that I'm doing, or whatever it is. Things are moving really slow. People may not be subscribing the way that I would like them to subscribe, things like that. I was hoping to be further along, but nonetheless, I'm still going to keep pushing. I'm still going to keep doing this, because this is not just me making videos, because most of the time these videos are for me to, this is almost like my form of therapy that I don't have to pay for. Like, this is my way of getting those feelings off my chest, talking to other people and letting them see, like, hey, this stuff is real. Like, it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. And to let other people know, like, you're not alone in this. You're not alone in this at all. Like, the struggles that we all go through and the struggles that we all deal with, yeah, trust me, I'm dealing with it. So you just have to keep going. You have to push past this. Like, nothing, like they say, anything that's worth having does not come easy. And trust me, this has not been easy for me. But I'm going to continue to go, because I know somewhere down the line, whether it be now or 5 years from now, somebody's going to look at these videos and they're going to be like, you know what? She right. She actually helped me. My biggest thing for this YouTube is, if I can help one person see something totally different, change their perspective on things, and look at the bigger picture instead of the right now, and appreciate the right now, I'm good. I don't care if I don't never get another subscriber. I don't care if I don't never ever get any of the things that come along with being on YouTube. I don't care. As long as I've helped at least one person in this span of time that I am on YouTube, that's all that matters to me. So that's why I'm going to keep going in 2020. The next one is, you are your biggest obstacle and your only obstacle. If things are not moving the way that you want them to move, if things are not going the way that you want them to go, it's your fault. You're standing in your own way. Like, you are your biggest obstacle. You've been saying for years that you want to start a business. You want to go back to school. You want to, do this, take this class, do this, do that, whatever it is. But you have been talking yourself out of it. You haven't put in that effort to, start that business, or to take that class, or to go back to school. Like, you haven't been doing what you should have been doing. You haven't been preparing for what you want. So for that business, even if you may not have the money right now, you could be researching into the type of products you want to have, the type of business you want to have, whether you want to be going into business with somebody else, looking into like ingredients for things, different stuff like that. Like, it's proper preparation. You have to make the proper preparation in order to get a final product. If you don't ever prepare yourself, then you'll never have a product. So you are your biggest obstacle and your only obstacle. If you can get over you have whatever you want in this world. Number 9, and this one has been like the the greatest thing I could have ever done in 2019. Self-analyzation is the make or break to anybody's life. It is a life saver and a life changer. And I say that simply because a lot of times as people, it's easy for us to identify, when somebody else is wrong in a situation. Because it's usually very obvious whether, that person's right or that person's wrong. But in most situations, we never step back outside of the situation and be like, you know what? What role did I play in getting to that point? I may be right in the situation. Let's just say I'm right. And I have a friend who was wrong. I played just as much as a role in the situation going wrong as the person that is wrong, if that makes sense to you. Regardless of what happens or what's going on, in every situation, you should always self-analyze yourself and be like, okay, even if it's something good, you should be like, okay, so what did I do, that pushed that to go the way that it did? Or what didn't I do to push that to go the way that it did? You have to analyze yourself, because if self-analyzation leads to self-knowledge is the key to all. Once you know yourself, there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, anybody could say or do to you that will take you out of your place in your life. Like, once you understand who you are, how you work, how you operate, you gain control of your emotions, you understand triggers. Going back to removing triggers, you have to self-analyze in order to realize that you have a trigger. Once you find that trigger, you can take it out. So, once you take those triggers away, like understanding that you have a trigger, how can you stay calm when you are triggered? How can you be more proactive instead of being reactive? How can you learn to listen to learn rather than listening to respond? Like, once you start self-analyzing, you'll realize who you are as a person, and that'll be a key to a lot of people's success if they self-analyze and realize that if 10 things are going wrong with 10 different people, and you the common denominator, and it's very similar situations which each of those 10 people, then it's not those people, even though they may have been wrong in those situations, or they may not have handled the situation the best that they could, but a common denominator right up under the bottom of them being wrong, right next to them, right up under them, is you. And you play a role in that. So you have to understand what role you played in that in order to change that. Simple things. The next one, and this one is so important, and people don't get it, and I understand people don't get it, but understand the people or persons in your life, especially when you're dating somebody. You have to understand that person. You have to understand, and this is people in general, but it really comes into play when you are dating somebody. Understanding that person means that you know how to properly deal with them. You learn their triggers. You learn things that make them uncomfortable. You learn the things that make them happy. You learn the things that make them sad. You learn the things that, they may not want to talk about from their past. You learn about their childhood trauma and everything. That's why you have to understand the person that you're dealing with. So even when stuff goes awry, things go left, things aren't, the way that they should be, or things are not the way that you would like them to be, there's a reason. But if you know the person that you are dealing with, then you can be like, okay, I know this stems from A, and that they're doing this because of B, and so now I have to respond with C. So it's a puzzle. Like, you have to know in order to make the puzzle whole, you have to know you have to have all the pieces. So you got to gather as much information as you can, so when stuff do go left, you can gather them puzzle pieces back together, and everything can be right. And that's with friends, family, and whoever. You have to understand the people or persons that you're dealing with. That's it. And last but not least, and the most important of them all, do whatever it takes to keep your peace. I don't care if you have to not talk to nobody in this world. That's going to keep you peaceful. Do that. If you got to delete every person that aggravates your nerve on social media, delete them. If you have to do whatever it is to keep you peaceful, if that means you want to smoke, smoke. If you want to drink, drink. Whatever it is, whatever's going to keep you at that here and not here, do that. Because that's what you have to do. Your peace is the most important thing that you could ever have. Trust me, I know. When you're in turmoil and chaos all around with your job, your relationship, and everything else, and you don't have no peace nowhere, peace becomes your only solitude. You'll do whatever to keep it at that. So that is everything that I've learned in 2019. For 2020, I plan on keeping the same attitude all throughout. I will not be. Until next time, you guys, make sure that you subscribe if you have not already. Make sure that you share this video so that somebody else could be blessed with this information that I have given to you all. Leave a comment if you agree or disagree or whatever, or you just feel like you want to put something out there that you learned in 2019 that I may have forgotten. And make sure you like this video if you want to see more things like this. And until next time, you guys, love you guys. Bye.